Got it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Myths and Legends of Cryptids. My name is Brian Hatch, um, and this is my friend Laura Lynn Tate.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Lynn. Also, Lucky Larry, many sevens. My siblings have their nieces and my nieces and nephews call me Aunt Larry as well. So don't worry, I'll respond to Larry and Laura Lynn.
Hey, Laura Lynn, just let you know you have an echo.
You guys have an echo, I think.
It's because Brian's still in Discord, so he has to get out of Discord completely.
Log out of Discord, dude. Log out of Discord.
Okay.
Completely.
Right, gotcha.
Oh.
Okay, is that better?
Try it again.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, folks.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of virtual cons. Anywho, I was showing them my Bigfoot hair I bought for $5 at a Bigfoot convention.
Oh,
The other days. Yeah. Brian
that
and
was at
Leland
the
went with me.
Bigfoot convention we went to a year ago.
Near that forest that I can't pronounce. But
Uari.
Uari Forest.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of Bigfoot sightings as well.
That's correct.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead, Brian.
Yep. So sorry for the delays and everything, but welcome to Myths and Legends of Cryptids. We're going to be talking about the different cryptozoology from Bigfoot to Mothman, Jersey Devil, Lizard Man, the Loch Ness Monster,
Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch, mermaids, the Megalodon shark, all that. So let's go ahead and start off with so this is Cthulhu. Yes. That's an aquatic cryptid, right?
Yes. Well, actually, it was created by writer H.P. Lovecraft, but it has been in the lore among pirates, like because there's a Cthulhu character in Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff and all that jazz. But,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now the first slide you had was the well-known cryptid Bigfoot. Oh.
There you are.
Yes. This picture is from the Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum, which is in Littleton. Littleton is northeast of Raleigh, which is not too far away. It's near Virginia, near Roanoke Rapids. Yeah, near Lake Gaston area. Apparently, Laurelyn and I know the person that runs. Well, Leewin and I and Laurelyn, we both know the person that runs the Cryptozoology Museum. This was a picture when he had the museum in his house in Littleton. Now he has his own museum by itself now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is the old I do have another picture of we went as a group and Mr. Mike, you're also in some of these pictures.
Yeah.
FYI, so you're not surprised. So like yeah, it's a pretty cool museum. It was in a small front couple of rooms of his house. Now it's in a an old standalone business building. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So Bigfoot goes by Sasquatch, Wildman, Bushman. You also have the Yeti, abominable snowman in the, I was going to say the Appalachians, the Himalayas and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Southeast Asia, um, all in Asia.
Oh, you're muted somehow, Lewin / Brian. Brian, you're muted. I can't hear you. When you moved, yeah, try it again. I don't know what happened when you,
There was like,
oh, there you are. There you are. There you are.
you
You're
hear me?
on.
Okay.
Yeah, there you are.
All
Good.
right.
Yeah. You were saying?
Yes. I was saying that the Yeti is one that's more aggressive than your regular Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially in certain areas of the country, like in uh in the Intermountain West where my parents are, apparently in Utah when there's hardly any tree cover. There's a lot of Bigfoot sightings, and then you go towards Colorado and then there's the pine, big aspen forests in the mountains. And anyway, he's pretty elusive there, but in Georgia and whatnot, he'll throw rocks at you or what have you. And it just depends on, I guess it's the reflection of how the humans have treated Bigfoot,
Right. Yes.
allegedly. um so there's also like a little something like, what if it's just an orangutan or an ape-like species we just haven't discovered and put in zoos yet, or have have scientists, actually have it. And what do you think, Brian? Is it just a shy ape, or is it more than that? Is it more, would you think?
It, it's very hard to say. I think it's just very elusive creature that can go around nature, gets with nature. Now, some say um, that this creature can go through portals and go to other dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Some
That's
say, yeah. Keep going.
that's more of the far out conspiracy theory of it all. But Lewin has a question.
What's your question?
Haven't some of the people said that it's like it's an alien in and the Bigfoot thing is it's like suit?
Oh, you mean like a little spacesuit, like to pretend, like
Yeah, like I've
like
heard people say that it's an alien, but the Bigfoot thing is like their spacesuit.
oh, that's clever, actually.
I've actually heard people say that.
Yeah, you look like a different species, so might as well put on the
Yeah.
Bigfoot costume and have breathing apparatus if you need it. Um, yeah, that's cool. I've also read in a book that they can be errand runners for the alien grays. Brian,
Oh,
I don't know if you saw, but I got my alien mask out.
oh yes.
Anyway, so like yeah, so there's also that, and you're like, okay, so then it's Chewbacca from another planet transplanted here just doing his job as, a delivery boy or a procurer of things or the fixer kind of thing. Anywho, Brian,
Yeah.
you want to talk to us about this picture of you with the microphone?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That device that I'm holding up is called a parabolic dish. This was taken at Medoc Mountain State Park. Um, we did some Bigfoot investigating around there, and there's one time I think when that picture was taken, we were going on a trail and we decided to do some tree knocks.
Yes, that's right.
We did get some type of response, and we
Mm-hmm.
saw when the trees in the back kind of shook.
Yes, there was a big thud. There
Yes.
was vibration,
Yes.
and there were like little acorn kind of things being thrown around.
Yeah, we had some type of stones thrown at us
Yeah,
when we were on the.
acorn size, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because we heard something got thrown at us when we were on the trail.
Mhm. Yeah, so this picture with it's the same statue, but at a different it's the same statue, but at his new location with a group of friends. There's
Yeah.
Lewin and Brian and me, and a couple others that are not in this group. And then
Yeah.
there's Mr. Mike.
Yes.
And then so sometimes we as a group go camping at Medoc Mountain, which is just outside of Littleton and the Virginia border. Brian,
Um.
do you want to talk about it some more?
Yeah. Our first time camping there with that picture of Mike. That was kind of a strange time because when we were camping there, we did have that type of eerie feeling.
Yes. Yes, it was eerie. And the animal noises were not quite like real animal noises. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Uh, because we had the first night we camped there, we heard dogs barking like crazy. They were
Mm-hmm.
barking very like a stressful bark.
Startled, kind
Yeah,
of, and then protective. Yeah.
And it was very, I know that was like very quiet.
yeah. Then after the dog stopped barking, it got really quiet.
Yes, there weren't the crickets. There weren't the, yeah.
And
And
then
around midnight, there started to be howling, wolf
yeah,
kind of howling. But
yeah, we heard some type of howling. We
but it wasn't quite wolves. It
yeah,
wasn't quite wolves. It was kind of, is that a wolf? But you know how like, oh,
sounded
right?
like
Because they have kind of a diphthong, like the tone falls down, but it was, it was a different kind of fall off on the tone. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah,
don't know what the musicality vocab is, but yeah, it was just, that is not a wolf. Those are not wolves,
yeah,
kind of thing. Also there was a lady camper. So the campground is in a loop, and there's about 20 or 30 campsites. And a lady on the other side, who reserved one of the. So Medoc Mountain is well known for Bigfoot sightings, and in fact, will you tell about Steve going Bigfoot hunting, um, at the campsites and stuff?
yes. He has done a lot of investigation at Bedoc Mountain State Park. He's actually picked up a lot of interesting stuff uh, uh, from like Bigfoot howling there, and then one time he had an infrared camera
Mm.
and got maybe ghosts there.
Yeah, like a Civil War soldier kind
Yeah.
of silhouette, but in heat vision silhouette. Um,
About the lady that we talked to.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, this is Lee again. So early when one thing we went camping, this one lady who we ended up meeting at the museum that day,
mhm.
she said the campsite has these like little stones that are in where you put your tent, and she said that she heard those like hitting her tent,
Oh,
and like
that's right.
and he was
Yeah.
and then like the Bigfoot was throwing things, and then another um thing they said that they heard like, so they heard that, and it's almost like they said it kind of sounded like rain sort of
Yeah.
hitting their tent. um and one thing Steve says he thinks they're attracted to, he sells these little, it's like a little bug light, but it's also at the bottom is a flashlight, and
Hmm.
apparently there's a very faint hum that we can't hear, And he thinks that that might people who have like something like that in their tent that that they might be that they might be attracted to those that
Hmm.
that sound or what we can't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So that lady, she was there all week with her mom and her kid. And yeah, we ran into her at the museum after, after seeing her there. And she was talking about what is called infrasound. So you have infrared, ultraviolet, that's the light spectrum. And then you have ultrasound and infrasound. And then you have the radar kind of stuff. But infrasound is a new kind of, like, it's outside of the hearing of it's high pitched. It's up there outside of our hearing range, but big cats hunting jungle cats will send out an infrasound, and you know that's what's theorized to like quiet all of the forest when they're in the area, because they have infrasound. So like a jungle cat, when they're here nearby, like all the creatures stop squawking or whatever. They're like, ah. So that's what's theorized as whatnot.
I just got a question to
Hmm.
my cell phone. Mike texted me and said Donna was asking what he's standing in front of. So that's a big like uprooted tree we found when we were hiking. Is that when we were at Medoc?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
an uprooted tree that we found going through Medoc. It's not it, we don't I don't think it's anything big. It's just like a tree that had fallen. So we thought, hey, that's pretty cool. We'll take some pictures in front of it.
Yeah, we came right after a big storm, and so one of
Yeah.
the roads was actually flooded.
Yeah.
So by the time I got there, it had dissipated, and you could actually see the blacktop of the tar of the road and stuff. So but yeah, it had fallen down in some storm or whatnot, but it was huge. But so here's the thing: the lady who was talking about the sound and about rocks hitting her tent throughout the week, we walked the trail behind her tent. There's a trail right parallel to her campsite, and then it'll go down a ravine over the creek and then through. But what did we find there, Mr. Hatch?
I believe this is a big footprint right here.
Yeah, so this would be the heel. These would be the
Yes.
toes. This is the toe and the
Yep.
heel. This is the same one, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Um
That
yeah, that
was
was one of the interesting, times we camped there for the first time. Um, hearing that strange noise and then seeing a print.
At the same time.
yeah, weird animal behavior and noises.
That was the time we went hiking.
Yeah, and there was one time that Brian and I went hiking. It was just the two of us, and we were doing tree knocks and just walking. And there was a point where the ground was higher than we were, so like kind of like Lower Lynn said was the ravine, and we heard like, I mean, okay, the best way I can describe it, it sounded like a human, like if you took your foot really hard and stomped,
Hmm.
but but it but there was no, it was like a very heavy, I mean, it sounded like someone like very heavy footed. So there was no, I mean, there was no way that that could have been, I mean, maybe it could
It
have
had
been,
to be Shaquille O'Neal himself in the
right.
forest.
I mean, it was like boom. I mean, it was like if all of a sudden, like you take your hand and slam it down really hard on top of a cooler or something. That's what it sounded like. But we didn't see anything, but
But it was like it's just a big thug.
yeah, like a big thud, like somebody just went bam
Like
with their
pushing
foot.
a tree down or something like that.
Hmm.
Leewin, do you want to tell us what a tree knock is?
Okay, I'll actually get my knocker, but so I actually did learn something interesting just about tree knocks. Um,
She learned something interesting just about tree knocks.
so So most of the time you do a tree knock, it's kind of a bat. It's thicker. This is actually official tree knocker stick. So it's thicker at the top, and it's thinner at the bottom. But I actually learned recently by watching the Squatch. What is it? Was it
Squatch Watchers.
Squatch Watchers? That if you only do one tree knock, or no, it's a two tree knocks. I think it's two. If you do two tree knocks, that's considered aggressive.
Oh,
But if you have to do three tree knocks, and that shows like friendly. So what you do is you go up to the tree and like almost like you're swinging like a baseball, and you just knock 3 times on the tree. And a lot of times they say that Bigfoots, that's their way of communicating back and forth. They'll do what they call tree knocks to way to communicate, hey, I'm over here, or this is, oh, I hear you, I'm here. So a lot of times when people like investigators are trying to see if there's activity, you'll do now you should do 3 tree knocks, not one. We've done one,
right.
so that might not have been a good thing.
Yeah.
But do 3 tree knocks, and that way you're saying, hey, I'm friendly. And sometimes you'll hear a knock back, or you may hear like some kind of other noise.
Grunt or a call kind
And
of thing.
they'll also we're not going to demonstrate the calls, but that can be kind of loud. But they'll do like they do what's called like sometimes there's different calls like you do woo, or you and there's all kinds of different little sounds that they think these Bigfoots make.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cool.
Yep. And I was going to mention, we went to the one active site at Medoc Mountain back last year, Site 18, but we didn't really get much activity except I think in the morning I did hear some tree knocks.
Oh, cool.
But that was the only thing that happened. I did hear a tree knock. Now I don't know if it was some people, the Bigfooters enthusiasts doing that. So I don't really know who did. So
yeah, you don't know whether the Bigfoot calls are from humans or yowls. I mean,
yes,
yowls. But yeah.
Yep.
Do we want to anything more, or should we head to the Lizard Man?
Let's go to the Lizard Man.
Okay. Lizard Man spotted in Lee County, South Carolina. Go ahead, Brian.
Yes, the Lizard Man sightings, I guess, came around the late 1980s. There was one incident that happened about this one teenage boy who got done with his job, going home, and his tire blew, and he had to pull over on the side of the road to get a spare tire. Anyways, while he was doing that, he heard some rustling around in the woods on the side of the road. So he was putting his spare tire on. Once he got the spare tire on, he saw a creature with red eyes that popped out.
Uh-oh.
And that scared the heck out of him. Yes, and then there was another incident that happened, I think in 1989, at this one lady's backyard, and happened to see the Lizard Man in there. There was some prints long ago. The recent sightings of the Lizard Man in South Carolina, there's some that's happened in 2015 and 2017. That's happened, but I was down in South Carolina 2 weeks ago, going down to Florida. I stopped at this convenience store and see like a lizard footprint at this gas station someone painted. So yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
I also hear that in Florida, like, beware of the Lizard Man, and he'll like to chew on the fenders of a car, like chew, and who knows? I mean, at that level, alligator could have gotten it, but like it's
Yeah.
like alligator teeth on the fenders, kind of scraping down it, whatever.
Right.
Anywho, so yeah, none of this has been. A lot of it has been documented, but not been proven. Well, all the other options of what it could be have not been ruled out, kind of thing. Goat
Now,
man.
yeah, the Kentucky Goat Man. There's happens to be this legend about the Popelik monster. Some people have seen about like a head and of a goat. And what I heard about this legend is this bridge has had people gone up there, mostly taking their lives. Um, and they sometimes will see this creature on the bridge, go up there, maybe try to investigate it, and then all of a sudden they decide to take their lives and jump off the bridge.
Now, one thing you need to know about this bridge, and Steve, who we were talking about early from the paranormal.
Paranormal museum.
I'm not part of the panel, but I know some friends could chime in.
No.
So if you're okay with that.
Yeah, your special guest.
Yeah.
So he just recently investigated this, and this is a 100-year-old trestle. It's still active. So in North Carolina and South Carolina, and I think Kentucky, it's basically against the law to go up on a trestle. Well, so people will hear noises, or they felt like they've been called, like someone's summoning them to come up on this trestle. And a lot of times a train will come, and well, I mean, you're 100 feet up in the air, so your best scenario is to lay down on the trestle and hope for the best, or try to dangle on for dear life as you can see this train going over. And when Steve went there, because Brian and I, he has a YouTube channel. He said that it just felt like really eerie. Like it was just like he didn't see anything or hear anything, but he and this other person that was with him just felt like this whole like creepy, eerie vibe to it. And there's like a whole shrine of all these people who have taken their lives because of this supposed goat man. And they say it kind of looks like from what he described, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but he said it's kind of like a goat, but it walks upright.
Yes.
Like it has like the kind of a goat like face, and then like the goat legs with the hooves, but it doesn't have like four legs.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like a goat, but it walks on two legs.
Now there is a thing similar to this, but it's not. It's in Scotland, but doesn't have to do with a goat man. But it's a bridge near a castle, and apparently dogs have taken their lives on this bridge. No humans having done it, but there's been times where there's some humans that almost came close to jumping off the bridge.
So the dogs jump off the bridge?
Yes.
Huh.
Take their lives. So that's just almost a similar story to like the one in the bridge in Kentucky, which is outside of Louisville.
And he said, and when Steve went there, he said, there was fences all around. So they do this. I know there's a big trestle down in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Sorry.
It's not even haunted, but now people are so. I mean, it would be a cool thing. I mean, someone who's fascinated with trains, I would love to be able to do that on one. Of course, it's not active, but people are, getting so, they're obsessed because it's like this really cool thing. And now all these trestles are now having to put fences around they're having to put fences around their trestles, to keep people from going up there on them.
Yep. Okay, now there's another well-known cryptid is the Mothman. One of the well-known incidents of the Mothman happened in Mount Pleasant, West Virginia. where apparently these kids were going to the TNT site, like there was it like an old Army War II base, and they were just gonna go over there, have some fun, and apparently, while they're doing that, they happen to see this creature with red eyes and was flying right by their car, freaked them out. They just basically turned around. Another incident that happened was in December 15th, 1967. Uh, the Mothman was sighted by the bridge, and I think it was a week or day after the sighting, the bridge collapsed, and many people lost their lives on the bridge in Mount Pleasant, West Virginia. A lot of strange things has happened in uh, Mount Pleasant, West Virginia. There is a penitentiary where a lot of inmates gotten killed there, and there isn't even I think an Indian burial ground there too. That was right by the penitentiary. Um,
I so they did make a movie about the prediction of the bridge collapsing, with Richard Gere and the woman from Will and Grace,
oh
Deborah
yeah,
Messing. Yeah,
the
I
Mothman prophecies.
mhm.
Yeah,
Um, I do have the trailer, but I think we're pressed for time, so
yeah, we
never mind.
are.
Yeah, never mind.
Besides Mount Pleasant, West Virginia, there has been sightings of the Mothman in New York a week before 9/11, before the World Trade Center towers collapsed during the terrorist attack that happened, and there was one in Japan before the tsunami. Tsunami had happened, 13 years ago. But
Mm,
there has been sightings besides that in Chicago. But oh yeah, this is a place I would like to visit. The Mothman Museum is in Mount Pleasant, West Virginia. Uh,
yes.
it's on my bucket list.
On my bucket list. Let's get
Yeah,
a whole group together and carpool.
yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Cool.
All right, go to Skinwalker Ranch in Utah.
In
Now,
Utah. So
you're
y'all
from
know,
Utah. Why don't you tell the whole story about that?
okay. Um, I am from Utah. And my friend and I, we decided to we're into cryptid stuff. So this is my friend from college, Kate. And we're like, hey, let's do a road trip while you're in town. So this is end of December in between holidays. And let's drive to the Skinwalker Ranch. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So let me tell you about Skinwalker Ranch through the actual show itself. So let me hold on. Here we are. Brian, can you see the screen with the movie?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Here we go. So this is the so a famous rock star who was into the paranormal. He sold Bigelow. He sold the ranch to this rich guy from Salt Lake. Anyway,
Why are we here? Where are we going? Really believe that the ranch is a place. Maybe answered, or at least better understood.
so it's a place of UFO sightings, and
Um, all we see is darkness on our screen. There's nothing on there.
there's nothing on there.
No.
Oh, let's try that again. Oh, I didn't realize it might be too smart for us. Let's try this again. How's that?
Nope.
Is it still darkness?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Stop share. And then let me share again. Just do the screen. Okay. Can you see something there?
Yeah, I see something
Yeah,
there.
we see the words.
Oh,
But when you
clever, clever
but when you hit,
Roku.
yeah, when you hit play, it just goes to dark.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, so it's a I'm trying to so it's a ranch in Utah in the Uinta Basin, which is about 90 minutes drive from Salt Lake City. Um, it's kind of near the in between the Dinosaur National Park and south of Salt Lake, in between there. Anyway, so this land itself is privately owned, but it is surrounded by Paiute or Ute Indian land. Um, so the thing about Skinwalker Ranch is there's so Native American folklore of the let me pull up the um so hold on. I'm changing the okay, so it's called a I'm only gonna say this word once because it's bad luck to say it. And it's also bad luck to say skinwalker, but Wendigo. And then that was a person, usually a witch doctor, who starts going in the evil path and eats human flesh to partake of this person's essence, inherit their strength and stuff like cannibalism, like the horror food panel discussed. And so Western Indian tribes also believed in supernatural skinwalkers, and Wendigo are the same thing in the in the in this particular instance. The Navajo tribe especially believed that these skinwalkers were shapeshifters who could assume form of any animal, which allowed them to travel quickly and give them ability to hide in plain sight. So what usually you see is a wolf, but it doesn't quite look like a wolf, and it's huge, and it's also sometimes walking on its back legs, and you're like, what? Um, um, okay. It's ugh. Yeah, so you initiate yourself into the Skinwalker witchery way path into the forbidden magics by murdering a close relative and grave robbing. And you become pure evil, as it says. So there's sometimes a smell associated with it. And anyway, so there's rumors of so okay, let me go back to I wish I took more pictures on the way there. Anyway, so we drove up, and this is what it looks like on the drive up. So these plateaus, these steps went lower and lower as we got to more flat plateau. So this is what it looks like, just ranch land in Utah. So this here is we're all looking at the map trying to go in and see, the big fence area
For some
of
reason, right quick, I see that you have switched over to your slides, but it's not showing that with the
oh,
share.
really?
So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can figure that out. It was showing it was showing the video. So
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. But
yeah.
I think that if you go back to, yeah, that one, let's see if,
Okay, and
and I'll see if
let
it's
me hit
working.
F5. F5,
No,
F5.
it seems
Okay.
like it still wants to show the video.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know if you have the video still open, but it's still showing the video.
ah,
That blank page, like the
really?
black screen. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, it's still showing that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, so this is, can you see this?
No,
The scenery?
no, it's not. It's
Oh,
nothing. It's just showing with the video. It's just showing a blank screen. It's not showing
yeah.
anything. And then when you go back to your slides, it stays on. It stays on the video screen.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if you need to close that screen out or not.
Okay. Okay, let's start again. New share, control, and okay. Uh, okay. Sure. Okay. Um, can you see this? Without the,
I can.
No,
okay.
unfortunately, I
No.
think maybe it's just frozen.
Okay.
Okay, so it might be on my end.
Okay.
With me resharing, I'm gonna try to pause the recording and see if I can do this.
Recording. Um,
um, um, um,
so, my friend and I, we drove up to the,
somehow she logged back on to Discord. That's why it's
oh yeah, okay.
oh yeah, okay.
Woo! Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So my friend and I, we drove up to the fence. Uh, and that they show on the show. Maybe I and we're like, okay, walk up to it and then touch the stop sign or the little, it's shaped like a stop sign, but it's warning, warning. And and they're armed and stuff on the ranch because you never know what kind of creatures are going to come out of the woods. But yeah, so the Navajo cursed that. Great. Um yeah, so like it's the Uinta Basin, which is named after the Paiutes and the Utes. And they actually have community centers like just a hop and a skip away from the Skinwalker Ranch. And my friend and I, we walked up to the sign that they show on the sh on the show, and we're like, touched the barricade, and then ran away, because we didn't want to get in trouble. But yeah, it was great. It was yeah, and so we decided to drive around and be creepy like and like stalk the ranch, kind of drive around and see what's happening. And so the thing about uh the curse, the Skinwalker curse of that particular ranch property, there are 3 ranches that were owned together, but all those people left because they got scared. Because there's UFO sightings, there's skinwalker sightings, there's livestock being sucked dry by maybe the chupacabra, or
Bigfoot.
or cattle mutilations and stuff. Anyway, like the 1800s and earlier and everything, our history has been loaded. So Navajo peoples cursed the ranch and the area around it because the Utes used Navajo people as like slaves. So like that's what it says in the show, the first episode of season 1, around 22 minutes and 55 seconds. So I'm not sure what that means, but that is why it's cursed. And so that's why all of these bad things have happened to the livestock and how people can't make a living. Anyway, so let's so this is what it looks like, most of it. And then there's this is so there's a side road right next to the ranch, and we're all like looking at the map and stuff, and we're like, oh, let's go down this side road, which was really a farmer access road. And they had, so you can see this down tree branch, but they had like moved tree branches like this and trees like this in front of that road. And they didn't want people going, even though it was what is it called? Ingress area. It's not their land. It's usually shared by by property owners to get to and from and stuff. It's an easement. It's not their land. And so I thought that was quite fascinating. And anyway, it's frozen. Anywho, so this is where I got the info about Skinwalker. Let me see if so I'll share you sorry. I'll share screenshots of what I was going to talk about in the chat later. But yeah, so that's Skinwalker Ranch. It was fun to go in and see. And then we went to a bowling alley / restaurant just a couple miles down the road. And anywho, so yeah.
One question: do they have like a merch store?
No. It's very private and stuff. And I think nowadays that because the show was so popular, the show's mainly about the UFO activity go there, but yeah. But in the show itself, there's a moment where they had llamas and some creature was attacking the llamas, and they couldn't quite figure out what it was from the security cams and stuff, and that was really intense. But yeah, so yes. Will they have gas stations that are also theme attraction kind of stuff? Maybe in the future, but yeah. We wanted to ask at that restaurant, ask people about the ranch and stuff, and they're like, yeah, it's creepy. Yeah, it's crazy stuff happens there and stuff. So it was cool. But let's move on to the megalodon shark. And I guess if there's time afterwards, I think I can go into Discord and share my screen and show the clips that I wanted. But yeah, let's go. Let's
Yes.
Oh, we're almost out of time. We're out of
well,
time. Anywho.
Yeah, the megalodon shark is a prehistoric shark. Now it's almost like Jaws or like the Meg, the horror movie. But apparently, there's some say that there might be sightings of the megalodon shark that people might have seen. That's what I hear.
Yeah, these are 2 grown adults in that jaw. But yeah, so it can eat a human whole,
Yes.
Sightings. Where are the sightings?
I've heard there's been sightings in Australia and down in Chile,
Nice.
Argentina, just
Nice.
in that area.
Cool. It's quite an area, but yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so those are human beings. Yeah, and that wasn't a trick of the camera per se. So black-eyed children are usually like children that are in like really old clothes that are rags almost, and they'll come up to your door looking pale and sick, at the innocence ages, and knock on the door asking to be let in. And they have black eyes. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, the black-eyed children. I've heard some stories just that people got this creeped out feel. Now, there's been one incident where this couple in Vermont let these kids in, and this story is strange, but they had like maybe 3 or 4 cats, and so they let these kids in, and they want to borrow the phone, so they use the phone, but the cats are acting so crazy. They're like hissing, and
Wow.
several of them hid it under the bed. Um, so they used the phone, and the wife just had this weird feeling. It was just very eerie, and so they used the phone, and next thing you know, they got their the men in black show up, and they
Oh.
left their house.
Ooh.
So the next day, the husband got really sick, and both the husband and wife got nosebleeds.
Mm.
Cats. One day, one of the cats died,
Jeez.
and the other cats just disappeared. Eventually, I think the husband got cancer. It's like, oh, jeez. It was really bad. They suffered the consequences.
Mm.
There was another incident that happened up at Triangle Town Center.
What?
Here in Raleigh?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Up in North Raleigh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this one lady had to get a gift or family or a friend. It was like a birthday or something. Anyway, she had this feeling about not going, but she had to get this gift. So she went to Triangle Town Center. No, she wasn't approached by this one boy.
She was or wasn't?
Wasn't.
Oh.
But the boy actually looked at her when she was going to her car. It scared the crap out of her. And I guess this boy approached this old lady asking for help, but yeah, that one time that lady said that she just got a really eerie feeling, I'm just creeped out.
Wow. Yeah, so just yeah, just call call I mean, it's not an emergency, but 911 and be like, "Hey, can you send some child services social worker out
Yeah.
here to talk to these kids? Don't let them in."
Don't let them in.
Yeah.
So whatever you
Um,
do.
yeah. So there's a question that I missed, and it says, "Are Wendigo found in other parts of the continent?" Yes. Yes. Uh, so it's Navajo legend, Paiute Ute legend, and then in Appalachia, they talk about skinwalkers, shapeshifters, shapeshifting what was human at one time and now is whatever. And so there's tales of Appalachia, like if something whistles from the woods, no, it didn't, and you should walk, not run the other way, like you're minding your own business. You're not going to look back. You're not going to, yeah, you're just pretending that it didn't happen. And then also like Wendigo. Oh, I said it 3 times. One more for good measure. Wendigo. Um, they tend to mimic your voice or a loved one's voice, and they'll learn your name somehow and say it like a loved one's. Like you'll hear your mom saying your name, and you're like, but she's on the other side of the country. But you didn't hear that, and so you're getting back in your car. Yeah. Anyway, so I was gonna tell the story of there's a lady on TikTok who had someone write in about her father, who was a long haul trucker for oil, And so in Utah, there are some oil deposits, and that flat land near the Utes reservation land is oil rich. And so there are a couple of pipe pumps. Anyway, so like this, her father was a driver, and so he would go to, certain depositories and like hook his truck up to pump that pump from that canister and then go to the refinery or whatever. And he said that they actually had training on, you did not hear your name. You did not hear a wolf. If anything strange, if you smell anything bad, get in your truck, unhook, and just go and stuff. And so that was like a company mandated from the boss people to to just leave. And you know and there's a couple of stories. I can put a link in the description in the conversation later, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's head on to what else is next. I think we're nearly there. Oh, the New Jersey Devil. There is a
Yes.
2-minute 30 clip that the office of the governor of New Jersey made about the Jersey Devil, but I guess let's watch it. Well, we had a lot of trouble. Let's watch it.
All right.
Let's watch it, shall we? Boop. Share. Oops, sorry, wrong one. I can't see it.
That's the
Okay.
Skinwalker one?
That is the Skinwalker one, but this is it.
I don't think it's showing any of the video.
Is it not?
No, it's not.
My screen says it is. Do you
It's
mind
actually frozen again on you.
on me?
Yeah, so it's showing the slide, the Jersey Devil slide, but it's
Okay.
I'm talking about in Discord. I can see it, but Discord can't. So
Okay. That's okay. Yeah. So it talks about how a lady was pregnant with her 13th child, and she said she was so tired of being pregnant that she's like, devil be out of me and stuff. And so the child turned out to be a devil. And keep what do you know about the story, Brian?
All I know is somehow, I don't know if the lady was cursed, but she had the baby and it turned about, somehow the baby turned evil. And
Yes, the baby turned evil, and after a few days, it looked like a regular baby, but then its skin kind of just sloughed off and it became a leathery creature like you see there. Although, yes,
you can only find this creature in the state of New Jersey and also southeast Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. The sightings there. Surprisingly, in the state of New Jersey, they named a hockey team the Jersey Devils.
That's right.
Because of the creature. But most
Yo,
of the
go
teams are
team.
south of New Jersey, from what I've been hearing. And then there's some type of weird lake there. Supposedly the Jersey Devil lives, from what I heard.
Okay. Let's see. The Thunderbird.
Yes.
The Thunderbird is a legendary creature particular to the North American indigenous people's history and culture. It's considered a supernatural being of power and strength, also a shapeshifter. It's kind of like the phoenix. while the phoenix rejuvenates itself by burning and rising from its ashes. In addition to the healing properties of its tears, the thunderbird summons storms that bring life-giving rains to the desert. So go ahead with your.
I've heard one incident with the Thunderbird where this father and son were walking a trail, and this Thunderbird actually swooped down to get the son. Luckily, he grabbed the son just when this Thunderbird was gonna just take his son away.
Ooh, wow.
Mm-hmm. He lucky grabbed a hold of him because that Thunderbird was gonna take his son.
Wow.
From what they were saying, it was a huge bird with big wingspan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bigger than a human.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
the
Like
big,
maybe 9 feet tall.
yeah, the big wingspan. Those wings, you could. It was almost like thunder the way it was flapping.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, the chupacabra.
Yes, the
Um,
chupacabra.
so the name is derived from the Spanish words chupar, to suck, and cabra, goat, which translated as goat sucker, or a vampire goat eater. As a fearsome but probably non-existent creature. Physical descriptions vary, but sightings are from Maine to Chile, so all over the North Americas and South Americas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, some people say that maybe a skinwalker Wendigo is also a chupacabra, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Some of the sightings happen in southern Texas, Mexico, all the way down to South America. There's been sightings of chupacabra. There's been one that happened in Puerto Rico at some type of secret science base after a hurricane hit this base back in 1989. Someone saw the chupacabra go after some goats there and attacked some farm animals.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wikipedia. I got this from Wikipedia, but they were like, especially Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So, um, yeah. Anyway, so I know we're over about 19 minutes,
Oh yeah, I guess
and
we're over our time now.
Donna, should we wrap up, or should we? I guess I don't see any more questions in the chat. So,
I don't have any more questions on this side, but I did want to say this was so interesting. I'm glad that we were able
mhm,
to actually record this one. I'm definitely gonna send you all the videos when I finish with the editing.
Okay.
But I will say
sure.
that the sentiment from the group seems to be that y'all have creeped everybody out, and we don't think we'll be able to sleep tonight.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah, it is mysterious and creepy, and yeah. But you're in your warm homes, and yeah, usually it's a little further out of civilization when you see these things.
Yeah.
But thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
Thank you very much. I hope that y'all stick around. We do have, I'm gonna go ahead and end this recording.